Long before the city of Grand Rapids was established in 1850, endless tales of ghostly encounters, vanishings, and other mysterious activities started standing the test of time. At the turn of the 18th century, Native Americans considered the land on which downtown sits as the haunted valley of the Grand. Is the city truly haunted? Well, after watching this series of experiences, feel free to draw your own conclusions.
Sardined within these tall, some very old,
and the first two floors were seating
structures.
It is a haunted city.
Slipping through every stop.
They can't figure out what's causing it.
Go and creepy corner.
We seem to have an unusually high number of spirits that get mistaken for live people.
The dead wreak havoc on the living.
People will see them, maybe make eye contact, maybe have a small conversation with them, and then they'll just disappear. Before we get started, I want to ask if anybody's a little more sensitive to spirits.
Candace Smith is a believer.
So that might stir up some spirits.
She's also a tour guide.
We're going to stop right here.
Sharing truths.
One of the better known ghosts
behind the urban legends.
St. Cecilia is an amazing historic building for the city.
Built in 1894.
I think it's the most haunted building in the city.
It's believed some from that era.
There happens to be this elevator that routinely runs on its own.
Have never left.
A Victorian woman who is in the auditorium, and she has her favorite seat.
One in particular, seat 105.
She's been seen sitting in that seat, so people will be there for an event, and they'll sit down and kind of look down a couple seats, and there she is. Make eye contact, little head nod, and then she disappears.
She makes certain that 105 is always available.
They go through the printed tickets, and all the ticket numbers for 105 would be missing. They would have a sold-out event. Everyone would come in, sit down, take their seats, but the number seat 105 would be empty from the front of the house all the way to the back of the house.
Next stop, the banks of the Grand.
He was from the mid-1800s.
A tour participant heard something.
He was kind of like this, like hitting his chest.
Someone.
And he said his name was Amos. His last name was something weird, like Hawthorne or Rathbone.
Candace researched.
We do have an early 1800s settler named Amos Rathbone.
He helped build the city.
He owned land where the Fed building is, the rocks that make St. Mark's Episcopal Church. He dragged those up from the Grand River where the Michigan Bell building is. That's where his house was.
This is his favorite spot.
I've had several people on the tour experience him in different ways.
The Riverwalk.
What he's wearing is a pair of brown pants, brown suspenders, a white shirt, no shoes, because he probably has his feet in the river.
That brings us to
the spot where we're standing is also important to the city.
McKay Tower.
That's where the first fur trading post was in 1826.
A man named Frank McKay bought the tower a century later.
McKay was essentially a mob boss disguised as a political leader. He ran the Republican Party here in Kent County. He also had some governors in his pocket.
Roaming is McKay.
He's still seen in the building
to this day.
They'll walk past him in the hallway. There was a woman on the elevator who said the elevator was going up. The doors opened. A ghostly Frank McKay in a black top hat stepped onto the elevator with her. The door shut, went up a few floors, and opened again.
Is Grand Rapids cursed? Is there something beyond our physical existence?
People have heard him walking behind them during the tour.
One doesn't have to look further.
Grand Rapids seems to have a higher level of ghosts
than downtown.
Elevators opening and closing and opening and closing.
Legend has it.
Candace conducts Grand Rapids Ghost Tours year-round. She already has bookings into the first weekend of November. So if you're interested in joining one, we have a link to do that in the web version of this story, which can be found right now at 13onyourside.com. And if you'd like to see more local ghost stories and hauntings we've covered over the last decade, head to hauntedplacesinmichigan.com. From the Ada Witch to the old jail in Allegan to the White Lake Lighthouse, you can be spooked by those and many, many more.